Hello and welcome everybody to Game 3 of Bomber vs. SaSe. Can you guys tell I'm excited? I don't know if you guys can tell I am excited, but I am so excited. I'm so happy to be casting these games right now. I have been so starved for replays in the past week or two that I've just been it's felt like such a chore to find replays and to cast games because they're so hard to find. But today I'm so excited to be casting these games. They're all from MLG Orlando. They're so good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had some amazing games. I mean, I cast Grubby the last couple of days. He's so good. But there's just something about the excitement that comes from tournament matches like at MLG, tournaments that, I've been to MLGs. I just remember what MLG is like, and it's just so much fun casting these games. I'm hoping that energy is coming off in these casts because I'm just having so much fun casting these games right now, and I'm so glad that it went to Game 3. Oh, I'm so excited to see Game 3. Always excited to see that a tournament will go to a very final match, and it'll all just come down to that one game, and it's not just a one-sided stomping. It's always so much more exciting that way. Game 3 is going to be here on Shakuras Plateau, and spawning in the bottom left position as the red Terran, of course, we have STBomber. Spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Protoss, we currently have SaSe. Now, both these players are, of course, since we are in Game 3, and it's a best of 3, we are currently 1-1 in this series. That means the winner of this game is going to be advancing in the pool play at MLG Orlando. Big secret, this actually already happened, but I'm going to pretend like it didn't. I'm pretending like I'm casting this live, because that's just the way I want to do it, and it makes it sound more exciting that way, so I am very excited to do it that way. It makes it more exciting for me as a caster, and hopefully for you guys as viewers. Now, we do have one barracks here coming down for Bomber. Very standard opening so far, but what is Bomber going to be going for in this game? So far, we've seen a lot of bio play here from Bomber, although it's becoming much more standard now for Terran players to go mech against Protoss. It's getting more and more common these days. There's still a lot of sticking to bio, but there are people that making predictions that the future of TVP is going to be all lots and lots of mech units. So we will see. We will see what Bomber decides to go for in this game, whether he will continue to go for that heavy bio style of play with those ghosts and those Vikings for the Colossi, or whether he will just be going for maybe something a little more different, something a little more unusual. As we can see, SaSe has thrown down a pylon here at the natural expansion of Bomber. He's going to start to take out that pylon with that Marine. Once again, I don't know about this decision here from SaSe. It's going to deny a base for a little bit. I mean, against a Zerg, yeah, this denies a hatchery from going down. But against a Terran, they just build a command center right here, and then they just land it there. It's not that big of a deal to kill it off, and it's 100 minerals, which is kind of a lot. You can kind of accomplish that by just having a probe out there. But I'm not going to criticize SaSe too hard because, of course, in a one-on-one, SaSe would beat me any day of the week easily, because he is just that much of a awesome nerd baller. He's so good. Now, SaSe in the meantime is throwing down a Nexus. We do see an expansion command center here going down for Bomber on the edge of his base, but where's he going to be landing it if he's putting it there? Looks like we do have an orbital command coming down, and whoa, there we do have another command center going down, so it looks like it's going to be a fast 3 base here from Bomber. He's going to take a few 3 bases and hope that SaSe decides to sit back. No gas geysers yet taken. He does have 2 barracks out right now on the field, and a third is now being thrown up, so it looks like we are going to be seeing some bio forces here from Bomber, and I think I really actually like this quite a bit. If he's going for a fast 3 base, the more he tries to tech to things like factory tech units or starport units, it's just not going to happen. You can't get up 3 bases and get out a whole lot of high-tech, very expensive units. So if you're going for a fast 3 base, the smart play is to get up lots of smaller, cheaper units that are good at defending. Marines, Marauders, very effective in small groups. Now going to be getting out there, and look at Bomber's placement. He's going to be taking another secret base. He's going to be taking the base that's just right next to Protoss. Look at this. Protoss could just bring one of his probes and stand here on the corner and just look over here and be like, hey, look, hey Ted, you see that orbital command that's over there? Are those SCVs? Are they mine? Do you see that Vespene geyser looks like a I think there's a refinery on that Vespene geyser. I'm almost positive that a probe can almost see that orbital command from this base. But no, SaSe not going to be aware of this for a little while. No observers yet out. We do have a robotics facility now coming down for SaSe. He's got 3 gateways coming up here. He's going to be producing off of those very shortly. Going to start to warp in at his natural expansion. Looks like it's not going to be that same 5 base timing that we saw in game 1. As we can see, he is now getting down those 2 gas geysers, so he's going to start to get down a lot more gas, start to tech up a little bit, get a little more tech, and whoa, interesting move here by SaSe as he's moving back to the base. I'm not really sure what he saw that's going to indicate to him that he needs to move to the back. This could just be very smart play here by SaSe, thinking that, well, you know what, this is about the standard timing for drops to come, so moving my units to the back would definitely be a wise choice at this time. As we can see, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen here. But this observer's now out on the field, and is it going to start to move across here? Yes, I think it is. It's going to move down here, and Bomber not making the best choice of thirds. Of course, if an observer comes out of SaSe's base, it is going to want to go straight across this way, and now SaSe is aware of this orbital command that's down here. Is he going to let this stand? What are we going to see as a response here from SaSe? We do see a warp prism now coming out here for SaSe. Robotics Bay is on the way as well, so he's going to have some Colossus tech here very soon, and he's now loading up a lot of units into that warp prism. And now he's going to be unloading them onto the low ground. He's going to have a big force, and there is not going to be a whole lot Bomber can do to be able to defend against this. His factory tech is now coming up, but he's got a lot of bunkers at the front of his natural expansion, and there we go. Now all the forces of SaSe going to start to focus down these probes, and Bomber going to start to lose so many workers, and there's nothing he can do. So all he's going to do is start to just try to deal some damage right now. Going to start to attack these units, but will that orbital command go down? If that orbital command goes down, that is going to be a major investment lost there for Bomber, but Bomber now pulling all of his bioforces to come deal with that. Looks like he is going to be able to repair it in time. Beautiful force fields, though, going down here for SaSe. Going to be able to pick off some of those Marines for free. Beautifully played there by SaSe. Absolutely love that. Checking in the units lost tab. Look at that. All he has lost right now is 1 Zealot. That is all he has lost right now, and so far he is completely fine. Bomber already having lost 700 minerals worth of, or 700 resources rather, worth of units. Brilliant play so far here from SaSe, being very smart with all of his units and really just kind of getting a little bit lucky there. Although, I don't know, some might argue that Bomber just really didn't think that one through, putting an orbital command here. If he would have put it here, that would have never ever been spotted. Or even here. SaSe would never ever have scouted that. But since he put it right in between their 2 bases, that observer went right over it. And I just don't know about that decision there from Bomber. Now, Bomber does have a starport up, and I think this is going to be in response to the fact that he just lost that base. He knows he's going to be a little bit behind right now. Ooh, he's got a factory in place to actually see this warp prism coming down, but he's not quite reacting to it. All the bioforces are still at the front of his base. He's now reacting to it, moving back here to try to deal some damage, and we don't have much being warped in at the front, but in the meantime, we do have a big army of SaSe moving in at the front. There is 1 Colossus here for Bomber, so Bomber's now having to split up some of his forces, realizing he might have made a little bit of a mistake there and pulling all of his forces back. Now going to start to be focusing down some of these units, but beautiful force fields going down here for SaSe, picking off a lot of those units. This Colossi is now perfectly safe. SCVs all being pulled offline, only some of them being trapped in the front. These units are up on the high ground for Bomber. Love that unit placement, but man, he is losing a lot to this pressure right now. I don't think there's a forward pylon quite yet, but there is a warp prism now here. Looks like this drop was dealt with, but there is now another Colossus moving around, gonna join up with the rest of the army, and now using that warp prism, he's gonna be warping units in right to the front lines. What kind of base do we have right now for SaSe? Looks like we currently have 5 barracks or 5 gateways up, and he's currently throwing up 2 more. Really wants to continue to apply pressure. Really feels a weakness in his opponent right now. Feels like this is a chance that he might have to do a lot of damage, so he's gonna start to push in very strong here right at the front. But Bomber's now moving out with a couple of Vikings here. There are a couple of Vikings. They're starting to focus down that warp prism, but that means these Colossi are going to be left up to do as much damage as they want, and the bioforces of Bomber are falling so quickly to these Colossi. These Colossi are getting so many kills right now. Each has currently 10 kills. So many kills here for SaSe, and SaSe is now moving into the natural expansion. Looks like he's gonna start to apply more pressure. He doesn't have any way of warping any more units out onto the field. More Zealots are now coming across the map here. And there we go. Now the probe is moving forward to try to throw down that forward pylon. That's going to buy Bomber some time to be able to get up some more forces. As we can see, there are currently 5 barracks up, 2 with reactor, 3 with tech lab. Stim and combat shield are done, but concussive shell's not quite done yet. Medivacs and Vikings are in production right now. Looks like mostly Vikings production. I like that move there from Bomber because he needs to be able to focus down these Colossi very fast. If he can get these Colossi down fast enough, then he will be able to take out the rest of the army with his bio forces. These units are currently only 1-0 in upgrades. SaSe also only has 1-0-0 in upgrades as well, but the forward pylon is now down. He has saved up some money, so he's going to start to warp in a lot of units here very quickly, and he's going to start to apply a lot of pressure, not taking a 4th base. He's only on 2 bases right now, and he's forced Bomber to be stuck on 2 bases, and Bomber has just lost more this game. If we check out that unit's loss tab, look at that. Bomber has lost double the resources that SaSe has lost. Bomber now going to try to do a smart play here. I kind of like this move. He's going to try to negate some of the force fields that are going to go down here for SaSe by dropping some of his forces onto the low ground and trying to get a better concave when that engagement actually occurs here. And ooh, looks like Bomber's actually loading quite a bit down onto the low ground. He's stimming out 1 Marine to see the forces, and look at this army from SaSe. This army is absolutely huge. Look at that. Here comes the stim from Bomber. Forces coming in from the back, from the front also, but the Zealots are just cutting through all these bio forces as well as these Colossi. The Colossi are falling fast, but I think the stock count is just a little bit too high here. They are managing to pick everything off. So much damage being dealt. SCVs being pulled off the line. So many Zealots are out here, though, and so many SCVs are going down. The worker count right now for Bomber is plummeting. 44 workers killed right now for SaSe, 48 harvesters to 34 of Bomber. SaSe is just in such a huge lead right now. Force field going down, denying any reinforcements from coming, and that is going to be GG from Bomber. SaSe taking a win off of one of the top Terran players of South Korea. Beautiful, beautiful, brilliant play here from SaSe in Game 3. Holy cow, that was an awesome series, you guys. I really enjoyed casting that series, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. If you guys did, please comment, please subscribe, and I'm actually thinking that I just reached 100 subscribers the other day. I'm super happy about that. That's another reason why I'm really happy, is I just hit 100 subscribers yesterday, and I was really, really happy about that, and I was like, what's a good way I can show some appreciation to my fans? And I think one of the ways I can do that is going to be doing some user-submitted. I'm going to be doing some user-submitted games maybe next week. I haven't decided quite how I'm going to do it yet, whether I'm going to be doing just an entire week of only user submitted. Maybe I'll just do one user submitted replay on top of what my usual pro replays. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do, but let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys like that idea, I'm going to set up another email account, have you guys start emailing me some of those replays, and I'll cast your games, and not only will I cast them, but I'm going to do them from a little bit more analytical of a perspective. That's what I'm thinking. So even if you're in, gold, platinum, diamond league, then send them on in, and I'm going to do a little bit more of an analysis. I'll do a little bit more of a commentary from your side of the map, and I'm going to do a little bit more focusing on your play and be a little bit analytical. Maybe you'll want me to be a little bit more critical of your play and see what you could improve at. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please comment down below and let me know. I will be listening to every single one of the comments I get. I try to respond to every single comment I get on my YouTube videos. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I love you all, and Glitch out.